Excelsiors down 2-1 to the Coquitlam Adanacs explode to a 7-3 lead, bringing the 2,800 plus at the Brampton Center to their feet. But like Game 2, the Ads never say die, scoring 3 goals in the final minutes of the game as the Excelsiors hold on and win it to tie the series. Tonight, Game 5, the series continues.
Live from the Brampton Center for Sports and Entertainment, this is Game 5 of the Mann Cup, the pinnacle of Canadian lacrosse. We're all tied at 2 games apiece here, folks, between the Brampton Excelsiors and the Coquitlam Adanacs. It's been a bang-up series so far. Game 4, a 7-6 hard-fought series right here on Rogers Community Television. It was an end-to-end battle. 7-3 Brampton led, looking like they'd finally solved Dallas Eliak. They did not. They came back 7-6. The final score, Brampton wins this one. They are now in Game 5, and I'll tell you, folks, this is going to be a good one. One late scratch to the lineup is Jeff Wilfong. He is gone with the broken thumb we told you about last game. Replacing him, Corey Holman, wearing number 20. That should make a difference for Brampton. I don't know if it's good or bad, but I'll tell you something, folks. We're looking forward to a great affair. I'm Doug Anderson. Joining me is Mark Heineken and Blair Campbell. They're up in the booth. Let's go to them right now. Take it away, guys.
Thank you very much, Doug. Blair, as Doug pointed out, tied at 2 games apiece. The best of 7 has become a best of 5. Brampton looked good in their 2 victories, 7-6 and 9-8, but Coquitlam came back at the very end, and you almost have to give Coquitlam an edge. What do you think they'll be able to do tonight?
Well, I think throughout the whole game, or throughout the whole series so far, one of the keys for the whole thing has been Coquitlam and their pressing on defense. When Brampton hasn't been getting shots, they've been pressed. When Brampton has gotten shots, they haven't been good shots. When Brampton comes down into their end, into Coquitlam's end, opens up and spreads the defense, that's going to be their key. Every time they did that, they were able to set a double screen back door, and they scored goals coming from the right-hand side of the floor or the left-hand shots. Conversely, on defense, Brampton can't allow Coquitlam to spread them out. They've got to do what they went to best the last couple of games, shut down. They've got to close those middle lanes off on them.
Now let's elaborate on Doug's comment on Brampton's big scratch. Number 9, Jeff Wilfong, broken thumb, more than likely out for the series. That's got to be a big blow for Brampton.
Well, I talked with Jeff just before the game. He explained to me exactly what the injury was. I'm not going to go into it in detail, but it's very, very painful. He tried it in the warm-up. It was a no-go. I just noticed a few minutes ago he's down there with ice on his thumb. And I know it hurts Jeff to not to be able to play. At least his dad got to see him play in one game. He came in from out west. He's flown back now. I wish Jeff all the best, and I hope it heals quickly.
I'd like to pass on a belated birthday greeting to Brampton Excelsiors number 15, Dan T. That, of course, his birthday was back on September 12th. And there's another one coming up, but we'll have to save that one for tomorrow.
Big surprise.
Because we want to be official about it.
That's it.
As the players just make their way on the floor, let's get you up to date. Tonight's referees will be from the OLA, Gary Martin, and from the WLA, Dwayne Zeelenberg. The starting goaltenders, as it has been through this entire series, a member of the best goals against average combo from the Brampton Excelsiors, number 30, Pat O'Toole. And his counterpart, starting tonight for Coquitlam, of course, will be Dallas Iliuk.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, would you please rise at this time for the singing of our national anthem by Brampton's own Mary Ann Hutton.
One of the finer live renditions of our anthem that I've heard in the games that we've done here on Rogers Community TV. And tonight it is Game 5 of the Mann Cup Championship. This series is tied at 2 games apiece. Coquitlam taking Game 1, Brampton Game 2. Coquitlam in a low-scoring affair, but not short of any action, a 5-2 victory. And last Saturday, Brampton fought back 7-6 to tie it at 2 apiece. We are coming at you live from the Brampton Center. Mark Heineken along with Blair Campbell. Doug Anderson is floor side. Get yourself comfortable, get yourself a beverage, get yourself a snack. You will not want to miss this. Fastest game on 2 feet has not disappointed so far. And my partner in the box or the booth here, Blair, has played many a lacrosse game, and I'm sure he will attest and agree. This is not only one of the fastest games at times, the most violent game, but also a graceful game.
Well, Mark, from my playing days, I'm glad to see that the offense is there. I'd like to see a little bit of the holding cut down a little bit, let some of the offense go. It's going to be interesting at this point in time to see. I had a conversation with Gary Martin the other night with regards to the holding that was ongoing. But it's going to be interesting to see how quickly they allow them or don't allow them to utilize their bench in the fast break. See pretty quick how fast that's going to be looked at.
A very important part to the game of lacrosse is the change of players. It's almost constant throughout the game. We'll keep you abreast of the situation. Right off the bat, Coquitlam gains possession. That's Kendrick. He'll dump it off. Mitchell has it now. Watched very closely by Kevin Dance. He'll regroup, and right off the bat, the Adanacs make changes. Mitchell into the Brampton zone. Nice pass into the slot. It's picked up. Dance has it. He stops and turns and just dumps it back to Jimmy Veltman. And Mitchell's down. It looks like he may have rolled his ankle. He's in pain. The whistle goes. They're going to have a look at him.
Looks like Brampton's kind of changing a little bit of strategy on them and putting a bit of a pressure defense on right off the bat, like a zone press or a man-to-man press. But it's at least 3/4 up the floor. I'm not quite sure whether this is something that they worked on in practice the other day or not, but they're definitely pressuring. right there. There he is. He rolled right over on the ankle. Looked like he went over the back of his own player's heel. He's up. He's okay.
Blair Mitchell back up on his feet, and a appreciative round of applause from the fans who made it out from Coquitlam, BC. We would, of course, like to give a big welcome to those viewers from British Columbia taking in this game. From the all-new Brampton Center, big chance right there for Brampton. Dallas Iliak was there to stop it.
That was good hands by Dean Harrison, picking up that ball right off the glass.
And shot in here. We got a whistle by Gary Martin. I believe we may well be having a Coquitlam penalty, and it looks like Captain Pat Coyle will make his way to the bench. So with 19:10 still left in the first, the Excelsiors will go to the power play.
That's one I missed. I didn't quite see that pick up behind the play mark, but
well, the Excelsiors were very good at capitalizing on their man advantage, but used the opening draw. Referee Zeelenberg gestures that it's a Brampton ball, and Jimmy Veltman will start it out. Excelsiors send out the power play unit. Sanderson, along with Ted Dowling.
It's very important here, Mark, that they move the ball quick, get it going, make their feet hot, make the ball hot, and they get that first goal. It's quite important for them.
There's a pass over to Dan Teat and a low shot, and Elliott's there with a save. Teat's able to pick up the rebound, and he'll send it back to Veltman. High shot misses the mark. Rebound comes right back to number 19. Beazle with a blast. Elliott doesn't see it. Oh, it just trickled behind him, and he's able to get a glove on it and freeze it in the crease. Best chance so far for the Excelsiors.
Well, Brampton looks like they've got their game together tonight. They're picking the loose balls up off the boards, picking the loose balls up off the goaltender. Everything looks like it's going well for them so far.
Into the Brampton zone now. That's Trevor Much. Much doing a good job here for Coquitlam to kill a little time. Tries to cross pass. Veltman's there to check his man and pick it up for Brampton. He's bounced along the boards by Kevin Brunch. That, of course, will result in a Brampton ball. Chris Driscoll makes his way out onto the floor. He played a big factor in Brampton's last victory.
Yeah, something important for Chris and for Troy Cordingley on the other side. They've got to pick up their shooting average. They're goal scorers, and they're sitting at about a 20% shooting pace right now. That's not a good average for them.
Well, a good point indeed there, Blair, because Driscoll led the Brampton Excelsiors in points, as did Mr. Troy Cordingley for the Adanacs. And that, of course, is crucial if these teams want to take home the big prize. Brampton now bring it into the Coquitlam zone. 12 seconds left in the man advantage for the Excelsiors. Murray's shot is deflected, and that ends up in the stick of Ciccone. They work it around. It's Driscoll trying to hit Ciccone. Owen Timer softly goes over the crossbar. Coquitlam picks it up. The penalized player back on the ice or the floor. Coyle is deep in the Brampton zone. Stopping to make the pass is Callan. Bill Callan back from his 2-game suspension after the melee in Game 2. While his counterpart, Pat McCready, still sitting out today. He'll be back for Game 6. Callan works his way in towards the slot. Looks like we got a wraparound penalty coming up to Ciccone. The ball comes loose. It falls in Ciccone's mesh. Holding gestured by referee Dwayne Zeelenberg, and the Adanacs will go to the power play.
Brampton did a good job here of shutting the middle off, forcing him to go wide. He had to kind of put a grab on him because number 55 Langdell there was kicked out, couldn't get across to step in front of him. So he had to put a bit of a grab on him. Not too bad.
Still a very good effort by Callan to try and beat Scott O'Toole. Face off in the Brampton zone to the left of goaltender.
Number 44, Dean Ciccone.
And as the Adanacs come up with it, a little tough time holding his footing is A.J. Smith. Luckily, there's nobody else there but the Adanacs player, number 2, Pat Coyle. Callan brings it into the Brampton zone. They stop and set up. Accordingly, they work it around slowly. Right in front, and a good chance there by Callan.
Same type of play they used the other night, setting that guy into the center. Brampton's just not picking it up too quick.
Adanacs again. That shot misses it by a lot of tool. He's not there to get the rebound, and a good break for Brampton, as you point out, Blair. Adanac player in the crease. Beltman brings it down into the Adanac zone. Langdale trying to set up a pick. Keaton can't get it. Langdale does. He's watched closely there by Andy Ogilvie, and he gets it loose. 56 seconds left in the man advantage for Coquitlam as they make changes. Brampton also trying to do the same. Callan into the Brampton zone. This is Cordingley. Coquitlam changing their style. Balder is manning the point here. Cordingley down low on the near side, and a shot there from Balder.
What they're doing is they're down in that end. They're trying to turn the Brampton zone around, the box around. They're going to a box with one in the middle to try and get the ball to the guy in the middle, have the guy stepping in and hit the guy that steps off of him, hit him with the ball. He should be open. That's what it looks like they're trying to do in this situation.
Dance gets the return pass just wide of this, or just over the stick. But the speedy, big-hearted Dance is there to pick it up. Single-handedly chops off at least 25 seconds of the penalty to Brampton. Ball deep in the Coquitlam zone. Penalized player Dean Ciccone back on the floor. Both teams at full strength. Balder brings it into the Brampton zone. Fresh troops on the floor for the Ads. And Cordingley has it. Easton watching him. Picked up by Murray. Both teams so far, Blair, looks like they don't want to expose themselves to any sort of big offensive chance. So we're watching a very well executed defensive game by both squads.
Well, I think, as we said the other night, it was very important for Brampton for a win the other night. They couldn't go down 3-1. In that vein, I think same thing's going to occur here. Coquitlam can't afford to give Brampton a 3-2 lead in the home rink.
There's a blast that's deflected off the stick of Blair. Mitchell comes all the way back, and there to scoop it is John Wilson. Wilson. The backhand pass goes to no one but an Excelsior. That's Beltman. Sends it out here to Driscoll, who is looking for the cross pass, but keeps it himself. Fires it, and Elliott saw it all the way. The rebound, they try to scoop it in, but I believe Langdale got a foot in the crease. Hutch will start it up for the Ads. Short dump pass here to Klein.
One of the things Brampton's got to do tonight is they've got to get to Dallas Elliott early. They can't let him get in his rhythm of his game.
Cochran has an eye on Klein. He gets the pass off. Working it in towards the net, and a nice bounce shot there by Kruger. Callan. There's the pass. The blast is wide. Balder's shot is deflected as the shot clock expires. Not familiar to the shot clock system, Blair. Let's get some of the viewers up to date.
Well, the 30-second shot clock is basically the same as in basketball, the 24-second shot clock. The teams have to have a shot away in that time. Beautiful goal by Ryan Sanders. That's a big thing for him. He's got to get himself up the game. But again, you'll notice Brampton opened up the zone there. Ryan was able to cut right across. He caught somebody with on a mismatch on a check. Ryan just split the zone, gone. Number 41 for Rob Klein. Looks like he missed a little bit of assignment. Ryan got a step on him. They were able to get the ball to him. And that's the corner they've been beating Elliott in, is that top stick-hand corner. Same shot, same side.
Well, that's something I want to comment on, Blair. Elliott was just amazing in the first 3 games. Arguably the first 3.5 games, and then all of a sudden able to score almost at will.
Yeah, only basically in that one spot with the bounce shot. Look how he comes the ball up. But if they can keep hitting that spot and get him dropping to his knees, they're going to be able to beat him.
1-0 Brampton on the goal by number 11, Ryan Sanderson. And the Excelsiors out to an early 1-0 lead. Cordingley working into the Brampton zone. Quick dump pass there, couldn't find Bride. As they work for the ball here in the near corner. Dance is in there, along with Murray from the Ads, and Beltman picks it up. Beltman has Hasten, elects to go to the far side. Unable to gather that one in was Phillips. Phillips in a jostling match with Andy Ogilvie. Up goes the arm of referee Gary Martin. We will have penalties.
I think that was Mark Skillen. Right numbers just reversed. Yeah, it was Mark.
I stand corrected. It is Mark Skillen.
That's another one. Mark's the kind of guy that could play a big point in this series. Mark's got a great sidearm underhand shot, and he's phenomenal from just outside the old dotted line, or in this case, the white line that's across there. And if Mark can start picking that corner, he may be able to turn this series around for Brampton.
Excelsiors on the power play, 11:59 left in the first period. Brampton leads it 1-0. Possession picked up by the Adanacs. A quick dump pass. There's Klein. He gains possession. The backhand. And O'Toole was sharp, stood his ground, and made the save.
At 8:01.
Dowling brings it out for Brampton. Ted Dowling, playing in his third game of this Mann Cup championship, unfortunately was unable to attend the first two with a blast, and Dowling unloads one, and Iliak is there with a save. High arcing ball sent into the Brampton zone. O'Toole will come out to play that. Takes a bit of a bump there from Brunch. He gains possession, and Brampton comes back. Quickly into the odd zone, right in front. Sanderson again with a chance. And on the follow-through, bounces into the Adanacs goaltender, Iliak. And that, of course, will be a Coquitlam ball. Quick little repair change for the goaltender, who, as we pointed out, has played very well, and he gets experience year-round in the Winter League as well with the Philadelphia Wings.
I think it's important with this. Brampton, as you noted now, Mark, every shot they've tried to go down around his feet or his knees, they're not beating him. They got to keep it up around his shoulders.
Big jostling match between a couple of tens. Captain Hayson from Brampton and Trevor Much from Coquitlam. Again, the arm of Jerry Martin goes up, and I believe it's Hayson that will go to the box for holding.
But one of the keys, I think, at this point in time is the first team that starts to walk out here is going to be in trouble. They've got to keep the running games going. Both of them have an excellent transition game, as they've shown us so far, in going both ways on the bench. Both teams utilize, Brampton seems to utilize more of a three-line rotation system, where Coquitlam seems to utilize an offense-defense type system. And at this point in time, they both seem to be utilizing their bench well. It's going to be interesting to see how long they can keep going. They haven't gotten a fast break out of it yet, but I think Gary Martin may have had something to say to them before the game and said, let's keep a little closer to the benches, boys, and the changes.
Chance here for the Adanacs, streaking right in is Callan. And O'Toole just gets a piece of that, directs into the corner. John Beltman now for the Excelsiors. Ciccone and Callan have a bit of a jostle at center floor. Dowling now has it for Brampton.
Now take note, Brampton's got this defense spread right out right now. That was just a missed pass cutting through. He was wide open cutting through the zone.
Coyle handling it for Coquitlam, sends it over to Callan. He relays it up here to Volder. Adanacs just trying to play it calm. Accordingly to Volder, they score!
Troy did an excellent job stepping into that situation, faking like he was going to shoot, and as he brought his stick forward, he hit the guy right on the crease, and it was a one-time release. I don't think Pat had any chance of playing that. You'll see Troy stepping right down the middle, coming off the bench here. He winds up for a shot, and as he shoots, he picks the guy in the crease, bang in the net. He drew Pat O'Toole towards him by that fake shot, and that opened up the net for the quick release on the crease.
Big goal for the Adanacs as they draw an even game here with Ogilvy about to step back on the floor. They will go to the power play. Right now, number 20 is back on the floor for the Adanacs. Loose ball picked up by Coyle.
That's number 77, Bill Callan.
Send that into the corner. A correction on that goal. The goal is as stands. It's Jason Volder from Troy Cordingley, and now Bill Callan. But it was Cordingley who got that all started. And number 40 has it again. Coquitlam enjoying the man advantage. An abbreviated 1:33 seconds left in the power play. 9:30 left in the first. Cordingley walks in, low shot. O'Toole saw it all the way.
Troy's so good at reading the floor and reading what's given to him. He picks that open guy all the time.
Chance here for Brampton. Passes a little soft for Dowling.
I I think Jimmy thought he could have cut in a little bit quicker than what he did, and just tried to dump it to him. Didn't quite get there.
Dowling doing a big job, knocking the stick out of the hands of Coyle, and then trying to pick up the loose ball, but it ends up being a Coquitlam ball. And Klein will bring it in. Mike Hasten back on the floor, both teams at even strength. Accordingly, watched here by Harrison. The pick works. Accordingly, he's able to break free and get a sharp angle shot that O'Toole handles. He'll just dump it off here to Harrison. 1-1 your score, 8:37 left in the first period. Game 5 of the Mann Cup Championship. Series presently tied at 2 apiece. Kevin Dance trying to sneak his way in. That effort is stopped, and Coquitlam brings it out.
Well, that's one of the ways that Brampton's going to be able to open up the defense of Coquitlam. Is every once in a while somebody's going to have to try a one-on-one, try to beat their guy. That'll allow other things to set up for them.
Right, spins, fires. O'Toole is there with the save. Cochran has it now for Brampton. Sends it up to Murray. He'll dump it off to make his way to the bench. Fresh players on the floor for Brampton. Dowling sends it to Driscoll. He stops, looks for an avenue. Nothing there. Works a little wider around the perimeter. Pass into Dowling is unsuccessful. They scrum for it here in the near corner. And they're fighting for it is Dowdell. But it's the odds that come up with it, and it's Downey. Brad Downey slowly bringing it into the Brampton zone, waiting for some help. Accordingly hits the floor, along with Trevor Much. Brunch trying to cause a little havoc in front. The ball bounces loose off the boards. And Blair, you know, this game is starting to take the shape of which style is more successful. Brampton, fast ball movement, big on the speed, or Coquitlam, patient, tough around the D, and bring it into the other team slowly and just try and set up for that great shot.
Well, I think Brampton's done a much better job tonight in shutting down Coquitlam's offense. The West is known for being one. Oh, what a great shot!
Mike Murray unloads big time from the pass of number 44, Dean Ciccone. And again, Blair, it was almost as if they caught Coquitlam sleeping.
Yeah, they had a double coverage on one man there. He didn't get out to him. I'm not so sure that Dallas Elliott even saw that, but it went over the other shoulder this time, the high glove side. What I started to say earlier there, Mark, was the West is famous for a slower style of a game. With that, a lot of the guys coming out now and playing in the pro room out here, they're getting used to it a little bit more quicker. Then they're getting that back out to the West. So it's really not much of a difference as what it used to be. But Brampton's doing a great job of closing down their offense and shutting down the middle for them, not allowing them. And they've pretty well got to do the same thing accordingly as what they did to Garrett Gate.
Chance now for the Adanacs, and that hit the low post, bounces all the way into the Brampton bench. And Martin says it's a Brampton ball. I believe indeed it is. Now we'll check on the call of that last goal. We believe it was Mike Murray from Dean Ciccone. Once you get the official, we'll give you another one. Oh, and Kevin Dance walking right in. Elliott had to come up big with a chest pad save. Ads bring it out. Quick pass in here to Klein. Klein with a blast. No problem there for O'Toole. He gets the blocker on it. Adanacs starting to pick up their pace out of their own zone. That check was a little high around Chris Bride. Nothing comes of that. Brampton brings it back out. All fresh players on the floor for Brampton. Dowling with Feltman in there. He's all tangled up by the slot. Dowling still looking for somewhere to shoot. It does. Didn't miss by much.
He caught Elliott off balance on that shot because he let it go so quick coming off the screen. It was almost just a drop. He didn't wind up with it.
And they're going to call this a Coquitlam ball. And slowly bringing it in now is Kevin Brunch. Brunch circles around on the dump pass. Easy save there for O'Toole. Trevor Much in there to pick it up now for the Adanacs. He's watched here by Driscoll. Good pick there by the Adanacs to free Brunch, and that is up and over the glass, a souvenir for the fans here at the Brampton Center. Cochran gets it out to center to Langdale. He's watched by Coyle. Langdale with some good speed. Nice backhand pass. There's the shot. Ciccone missed the first pass, but Teat was there with a shot, but he missed the mark. Ciccone again to Murray. Walks in. He's got an avenue. That bounce shot is well wide as it bounces and rolls all the way back into the Brampton zone. 4:52 left in the first period. Excelsiors enjoying a 2-1 lead. Bit of a scuffle here between Ryan Sanderson and Trevor Much.
Mr. Murray's playing peacemaker and stepping between them there.
And it looks like Dwayne Zeelenberg is going to call coincidentals. So both players will spend 2 minutes in the sin bin. Mark Heineken along with Blair Campbell and Doug Anderson floor side. Game 5 of the best of 7 Mann Cup Championship. Balder, nice pass in there. The low dribbler by Rusty Kruger rolls wide. Got a dump here, and it looks like referee Gary Martin saw that one. As it looks like Trevor Bedell was spilled out onto the floor. We've got a tripping infraction coming up to Brampton, so a good chance here for Coquitlam to try and tie this game up at 2 apiece.
Well, I think Mike Murray gave him a little tap there. I think there was a little bit of a 9.5 situation involved there, but he did give him a little one.
Well, for the most part, it's been a pretty quiet game penalty-wise. I'm quite sure there are some fans out there watching the game that are not happy with that. Of course, many of us that are watching the game are happy with that. We want to see the very best in lacrosse, and that requires both teams being at full strength. Picked up by Coquitlam, this is Casey Zaff. The Ads all ready to make changes. Coach Dennis Quigley getting his people out on the floor, and accordingly looks like he will orchestrate this power play. Works the give and go with Brunch. Brunch has it, fires. O'Toole blocker save. That bounces up and over the glass. Brampton ball. And there's what I mean by the line change. Immediately now, Coquitlam makes the change to get fresh people out. And Blair, it seems, as what you said, as soon as they don't have possession, they want to get a little more defensive-minded players out on the floor.
Well, if you look out there, there's 2 wood sticks out there.
Chance there for Driscoll, couldn't find it.
That's what Coquitlam's doing, is using the wood sticks on defense and going to the plastic for the shooting on offense.
A patient game by Coquitlam, just letting things develop. Whereas Brampton likes to attack and use their speed. Adanacs have it now in the Brampton zone. Cordingley back out there with a blast from Cordingley. Picks up his own rebound, gets it back in here to Kevin Brunch. Him and Cordingley working it. Nifty backhand pass, and O'Toole just gets a piece of that to deflect it up out of harm's way. Bill Callan standing in there all by himself. Low shot there by Brunch is handled by O'Toole, who has really been peppered here in the first period. Brunch again to Cordingley. Steps into it, they score! Troy Cordingley through the 5-hole. Ties this game up at 2 apiece.
Troy did a nice job on that. He brought it down about waist height with the sidearm shot, and he bounced it just in front of Patty's left pad, and it got about waist height. There you go. Great shot. He's so deceiving with that shot. It doesn't look as hard as it is, and he disguises it very well.
Well, Troy Cordingley, as Blair pointed out earlier, has to get things going, but that is his 7th goal of the Mann Cup Championships, his first game, or first goal of this game, and that ties it up at 2 apiece. So Brampton, I was going to say we'll enjoy an abbreviated power play, but the clock has been adjusted. It's the coincidental minors that still have to expire. So within 21 seconds, penalized players will hit the floor. 3:10 left in the first period. 2-2 the score.
The Coquitlam goal scored by number 40, Troy Cordingley. Assist number 33, Kevin Brunch. Troy Cordingley from Kevin Brunch at 15-15.
Cordingley and Brunch working together. We have a tie game, bouncing and trying to hold on to the ball as Beasley slips it up to Dance. 2-on-1 for Brampton. Dance. Oh, and a nice save by Dallas Eliak as Dance was in close with a great opportunity.
But Kevin made that mistake of trying to go low on Dallas. You can't do that. That same shot, he takes that, starts with it low, comes high, more of a chance with that than going the way he did.
Dowling now with it for Brampton. Looking for the pass over an avenue. Veltman caught a good pick there, and that just seemed to slip out of the top of the netting of Dowling's stick and goes way over the top of the net.
I think his stick just got clipped as he was hitting it, and it just sent it that didn't allow it to bring it down. It just went high.
Harrison's pass to Dowling doesn't work. Veltman tries to get it. He can't. And then Ogilvie has it for Coquitlam. He's trying to let it slip into the crease. That doesn't work. It's still a Brampton ball, and a little bit of jostling there between Veltman and number 20, Andy Ogilvie. They've had many altercations and continue to keep it going.
Well, Jimmy will try to sucker him in here.
Veltman all tied up with Ogilvie. He's really getting a good run when he can in there. Pass in front. Oh, and Dowling didn't miss that by much. Ogilvie now has it for Coquitlam. They send it out, and it's the Ads on the move. Brunch. There's no idea where he wanted to put that one, but I think it just slipped out of his stick. Bounce for the ball, and the Ads player is dumped by Harrison. Crowd here at the Brampton Center like that. 1:54 left in the first. Brampton with the ball. This is Veltman. Veltman wanting to get to the bench, dumps it off to Ciccone. Scott Sanderson out there with him. And they send it over to Teep. Working down low, that's Driscoll. Driscoll quick passing here to Ciccone, and his shot is way wide. Langdale watching his man, Callan. Callan comes out, and a break for the Ads. Kruger stumbling his way into O'Toole, couldn't get a decent opportunity. Executed there, Brampton ball.
That's one of those situations with the AstroTurf. The ball gets spin in different ways every time it hits it, and it just spins in or out of the stick.
Hallman out on the floor now for Brampton, dumps it to Dowling. Dowling's got Coyle all over him. One-handed pass in there, and a shot in Elliott. No problem there as it just softly bounces into the chest pad. Look out, Hastings saw his man all the way. Kruger was lucky not to actually receive that pass.
Hazen did a good job there coming off the bench and literally standing still while the guy was watching for the ball. He could have laid him out, and he probably would have been sitting for a few minutes, but he did a really nice job of just standing there and letting him run into him.
Don't have to bury him into the floor, just have to take him out of the play. Driscoll. Klein with an eye on him. Harrison setting up the pick. Driscoll and Klein still working each other over in the corner. Now Veltman has it for the Excelsiors. Just lobs one in as the shot clock was about to expire. And Elliott sends it to the defenseman, and they move it up here to Randy Kendrick. Kendrick with just under 10 seconds left crosses the line. We've got a whistle. Gary Martin making his way to the bench.
I'm not sure what he's called here.
Looks like a too many men
for
penalty call. And I believe that might be Coquitlam who's trying to get the extra man on, but as you pointed out at the top of the broadcast, Blair, it's something that both coaches have got to watch, and it's the first time they've been victimized by trying to get their man out on the floor a little too quick.
Well, Coquitlam had the ball there, so I'm not quite sure what's going on here. If they're giving Coquitlam back the ball, no, they're going to the face-off, so I don't know what's going on here. It is a Coquitlam penalty. The penalty gate's been open on Coquitlam's side.
And they are now sending a man to the box for too many men on the floor.
They tried to get a little quick with the fast break.
And maybe not a bad gamble at this point in the first, but if it doesn't work, which is the case here, Brampton will continue with a power play in the start of the second period. 9 seconds left in the first as the clock winds down here to end the first frame. They battle for it. A little poke there by Callan. That comes up empty. The buzzer goes to end the first period after one. The Coquitlam Adanacs and the Brampton Excelsiors are tied at 2 apiece.
If I'm not mistaken, Mark, this is exactly where we were after game 4. I believe it was 2-2 after one period.
Indeed, you are correct, Blair. It's a 2-2 score in the best-of-7 series, a 2-2 score here after one as we move on to the second period.
The winner's share has been over $2,000.
Stay with us. When we return, we will join Doug Anderson for first period highlights. And this is Game 5 of the Mann Cup Championship right here on Rogers Community TV.
Rogers Community Television. It's about being on location, providing live, informative coverage, local events that entertain, and unmatched regional sports broadcasts. It's about being local, highlighting people in our community, serving Peel Region, covering current affairs that bring you home. It's about being interactive, keeping you connected with your community, with call-in shows that let you have your say, and a viewer response line for your feedback. It's about being involved, providing professional volunteer training, enriching experiences, and making television that reflects you. On location, local, interactive, involved. Rogers Community Television. It's about you.
Live every Thursday at 1 p.m., join the Empire Club of Canada. World leaders, captains of industry, innovators, and educators, people who change our world. The Empire Club, here on Rogers Community TV.
A wealth of ideas. A world of opportunities. An exciting new series on Rogers Community Television. The Prosperity Show. Sundays at 7:30.
In the future, you will access every form of entertainment whenever you wish, and do so with ease and simplicity.
They tell us the future will be wonderful. But who, we ask, will make it practical? Right now, a group of companies you know is working together to build a more practical future. This sign is how you'll know them.
You are watching Rogers Community TV Peel.
Hi again, everybody. Welcome back to the first intermission at the Brampton Center. I'll tell you something, folks. This has been a great matchup. 2-2 in Game 5, and it is a 2-2 score after one period of play. We'll take a look at the Brampton Excelsiors year in review, and we'll interview John Tavares, one of the stars of this league. And first, we're going to take a look at our play of the period. And our play of the period goes to the Coquitlam Adanacs with the 2-all score. This is the one that puts it away. And right out in front, it comes to Troy Cordingley. Cordingley steps in, lets it fly, and puts it through the 5-hole. And that again makes it a 2-2 tie in this hockey game. We had a chance earlier as Bob May took a look at what it looks like to be part of the Brampton Excelsiors. And this one here is how the Brampton season took out. So let's take a look at how the Excelsior season took off. And it's ending up in a great way here in the Mann Cup.
A Maracanita, conosci la Rompontita. Hypnotized, got drunk, one stood
We're back, and as you see it on your screen, a 2-2 tie between the Coquitlam Adanacs and the Brampton Excelsiors. And joining me right now is John Tavares. And anybody that follows lacrosse across Canada knows John Tavares. John, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Well, thanks for joining us. Your 7th consecutive scoring title in this league. What are you going to do for an encore?
Well, I mean, it's great to win the scoring race, but it's not that great when you're not playing a championship series. And the only way I can top that is to win the scoring race again and win the Mann Cup.
Well, we were talking a little bit off camera. What are these guys going through? This is the Mann Cup. You've been here. You know what it's about. It's 2-2 in Game 5, 2-2 after one period of play. These guys, their hearts must be pounding right now.
I mean, they've been playing a lot of lacrosse lately. Maybe play 3 games in a row, and that's hard to do. Basically, these guys got to stay focused. They got to be disciplined. And that's going to be the difference in the series right now because they're very well-matched teams. They're evenly matched, and they play the same style of lacrosse.
Jeff Wilfong is now missing from this lineup and possibly for the rest of the series with a broken thumb. Is that a big deal for Brampton to miss him?
Sure it is. I mean, whenever you lose a key player on your team, it's a big deal. But I think a team that can win the Mann Cup, make the Mann Cup series, usually has a lot of depth. So I think they can probably overcome it as well.
Okay, personally, as I said, 7 consecutive scoring titles. You're with the Akwesasne Thunder now, an expansion team. How's that with an expansion team? How did you find that?
It was a new experience. I've been fortunate enough to play on top teams in my Ontario Lacrosse Association career. And I mean, I looked forward to playing there. I enjoyed playing there. The only unfortunate part I had was, like I was mentioning earlier, is not practicing because it's so far away. And I really missed that part of the game and getting to know the players, getting to know my line mates, and just little habits that guys have, things they like to do. And I just missed that part of it.
Does that mean you'll come closer to home so people around here can see you a little more often?
Well, I mean, I made a commitment to their team. And I like to stay there. I don't want to go from team to team every year. I mean, I played in 6 Nations 4 years, Brampton 2 years, and I like to try to make the playoffs with a new team.
Absolutely. I bet they're counting on you as well to make the playoffs. I mean, you know, they don't just want you to come in for one season. They're really looking for you to take a leadership role in this club as well?
Correct. But when they talked to me earlier, before this season started, they were looking for more of a long-term commitment. So that's what I told them I would do, is be there for a few years anyway, unless I win out west or anything. So I definitely intend to be back there next year.
Okay, quickly, tell me what Pro Boss is all about.
Pro Boss, we try to promote minor lacrosse. We try to get involved with as much camps and clinics as we can for the kids. We do team uniforms for lacrosse. We're basically a lacrosse company and trying to like push the sport a little bit more. We sell our apparels and whatnot. Basically sell a lot to the kids.
What's the state of lacrosse right now? Let's face it, this place should be jammed. The new Brampton Center is a gorgeous place to play, though, isn't it?
It's a beautiful arena. With the series that's here, the entertainment that's on the floor, it's incredible that it's not full. It's unfortunate. I mean, the game of lacrosse, I believe, is growing in popularity. It's just that we got to do a better job promoting the game a little bit better, I believe.
John, thanks very much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Okay, thanks for having me.
Let's go. Let's take a break right now. We'll come back with the second period of action. Stay with us on Rogers Community Television.
Toronto Living, your window to the people, places, and events that are your Toronto.
Daniel's going to do
Got 7 seconds, that's all I need.
Kennedy served as counselor for almost 30 years before retiring in 1948-5483.
3 seconds. Stroke 2, 1, up on the table.
Conflicting interests, your chance to be a part of the debate. Conflicting, whose side are you going to be on?
In the classroom, tears down walls, opens minds.
I think the best thing about daytime is it's an hour of laughs.
Whether it's cooking or music, we try and explore everything.
It's a chance to just sit down with friends and get to see what's going on in the community.
That's what makes daytime so interesting, is it's a brand new show in every different way every time we go to air.
I love working with Anthony. He and I are buddies.
Cheryl is a ball of energy.
It's just like being with friends.
There really is something in daytime for everybody. Whether you're 8 or 80, you can find daytime an enjoyable show to watch.
You're watching Rogers Community TV Peel.
Welcome back, viewers from across the region of Peel and those watching in Coquitlam, BC, to the Brampton Centre, where Game 5 of the Mann Cup Championship is tied at 2 games apiece. Let's go over the scoring in the first. Brampton opened up the scoring 7-11 of the first period. Ryan Sanderson from Dan Teat and goaltender Pat O'Toole. Shortly after that, Coquitlam tied the game up. Number 22, Jason Volder, potted in the goal. Troy Cordingley assisted along with Casey Zapp. Brampton then took the lead. A great goal by number 18, Mike Murray, and officially the assist has been credited to Mike Hayson. And then at 16:50, Coquitlam tied the game up. Again, Troy Cordingley with the goal, assisted by Kevin Brunch. A couple of stats really showing that Coquitlam dominating the play of the game in some ways, Blair.
Well, Coquitlam's been dominating the individual aspects of the game. The shots are pretty even with a 17-14 in Coquitlam's favor, but a real big stat that stands out is face-offs. Coquitlam has out-face-off Brampton 9-1, and Brampton's got to start getting control of the ball off the face-offs. And a little bit of a surprising factor to me here is the loose balls were 26-18, but Brampton seemed to be doing quite a good job of picking up the loose balls off the backboard in their offensive end. And I guess conversely, we've got the same situation going down here. Neither team seems to be doing too great with the loose balls in their own ends, with the exception of the goaltender.
Can't score if you don't have the ball. Brampton Excelsiors will enjoy an abbreviated power play. 1:50 left in the penalty to Mr. Braille. Face-off doesn't go anywhere. We're going to toss those players out. We'll try it all over again. Langdale steps in for Brampton. Coyle for the Adanacs. So goals dumped right in here. Break for Veltman. Oh, and Ellick is there with a save. Veltman able to gather up the rebound. Brampton will set up.
Oh, I think Jimmy got away with a little bit of a crease ball there. His stick was only about 2.5 feet in.
Veltman has it for Brampton. Dumps it over to Teat, and that low shot just misses the mark. Ball bounces high up and over the glass. Adanacs will get it. Long pass in here to Cordingley. Also bounces over the glass. That will become a Brampton ball. Dan Teat into the Ads zone.
And he's got to slow it down and let the rest of them catch up and set this up properly.
Works to the give and go with Jim's brother John. There's a low shot by Dowling. Doesn't work. Comes all the way back to Veltman. Veltman again to Dowling. And the low shot misses yet again. Brampton having a tough time getting their shots on Dallas Iliak. And that's only half the problem. The other half is actually getting it by him. Nice pick thrown there by the Adanacs goaltender. They scrum for it behind the net. Sanderson in there with Coyle. Trevor Lunch able to knock it loose and squirt by John Veltman. Bounced along the boards there by Sanderson. But Much is able to hold on to it, send it into the Brampton zone. O'Toole will pick it up. Excelsior's having a little trouble getting this power play in gear. Just 29 seconds left in the man advantage as Veltman waits for fresh people to get out on the floor. And Langdale will start it off over here to Driscoll. They work the give and go. Cross pass over to Murray. Murray with the second marker of the game for Brampton. Back here to Driscoll. That pass is a little high. The one-timer by Ciccone doesn't work. Murray with a shot, and Elliott just got a piece of that ball.
Brampton didn't do a good job on that situation there. Coquitlam had a diamond set up against it. When they get the diamond set up against it, that's where you want to be utilizing your crease men. Brampton's holding on the ball too long. They've got to make that ball hot. It can't be in that stick any longer than about a second and a half.
Langdale into the Coquitlam zone. Trying to work around defender Vidal. Still has it, reroutes his path. Tries it again. Again, Vidal watching Langdale. John Veltman trying to set up the pick. Teat's shot is blocked, and Coquitlam has it. This is Trevor Much. Into the Brampton zone, he'll dump it off, curl, and make his way to the bench. Coquitlam has killed a penalty. Quick pass in here to Kevin Brunch. Langdale was able to stop his efforts. Brunch still leaning on his man. Low shot, and O'Toole just gets the foot on that one. And Munch there to pick up the loose ball. Walks right in. Nice pass here. Chance for the odds. They score!
The guy who made that goal was Troy Cordingley. He took his guy right away from the guy. He realized that they were two Coquitlam players over there and one defender. Somebody in Brampton missed an assignment, and Troy just took his guy right away from the net, left him wide open to drop in there.
Quick goal by Brad Downey. As you point out, Blair, a good pick, a quick pass. Coquitlam out to a 3-2 lead early here in the second.
Brad Downey. Assistant number 33, Kevin Brunch.
Well, Kevin Brunch really made all that happen. He had just a great shift, picking up a loose ball twice, getting a chance, and then finally passing it off. Coyle with a chance as he walks right in untouched. And O'Toole was just able to get a little bit of that skill in working in the corner there. Referee Zeelenberg gestures Brampton ball. Skillen now has it for Brampton. Pass in here to Driscoll. Feltman out there on the floor for Brampton, trying to work his way towards the net. Driscoll dumps it off to Veltman. Backhand pass is picked off. Callan will bring it out. That pass is stopped. Scrub for it right here at center. Finally, the Adanacs kick it into the Brampton zone, and Klein is bounced into the boards by Veltman. Casey Zapp looking for a man coming off the floor. He does in the form of Murray with a chance. Walks right in. And a good chance there for the Adanacs, as both teams have the short shift offensively, and it's the Adanacs that take advantage of that early. Teat can't handle the bouncing ball, but Langdale is there to pick it up for Brampton. Into the Adanac zone with a little steam, stops and reroutes. Pass is too high, bounces off the board. Brampton a tough time making their passes connect, and the Adanacs picking up the loose balls much the way they did in the first period. Sanderson takes his man, and Hallman now has it for Brampton. 15:42 left in the first period. Adanacs with the only goal in the period, and that has given them a 3-2 lead. Langdale again for Brampton. Right in front, Sanderson scores! All alone, waiting for the pass. Ryan Sanderson pops it past Illiak for his second of the night, and a tie game.
We got a little bit of a scrum going on here with Ciccone and Smith. But Ryan Sanderson did a nice job. He just kind of snuck out there, almost tripped. Bang. Passed right into him on the crease, made a nice spin. Again, top shoulder over the stick side.
Well, there's a previous goal from Coquitlam, which was equally as good and obviously as important, as now we stand at 3 apiece. Picked up by Kevin Dance. He works his way back into the Coquitlam zone.
Assistant number 55, Chris Langdale.
Dance dumps it off to Dowling. Dowling holding his form, waiting for a pick. Finds it, works in towards Elliott. Right in! Over the shoulder, they score! Ted Dowling muscles his way in towards the slot. Slips it over Elliott's shoulder. Brampton with 2 quick goals and a 4-3 lead.
Well, they're complaining about him being in the crease, but he let it go long before he was in the crease. His momentum carried him through, but he let that shot go well outside the crease. He just caught him off guard, put it again, same shoulder, top stick side. I don't know how he picked the top stick side from where he was, but he sure did a good job doing it.
Well, they may well have been paying attention to you, Blair. You've been pointing it out for the whole first period. That's where Brampton has to go if they want to be successful. They were in the first, or the most of the game in Game 4. And again, we're starting to go high on Dallas Illiak, and now have popped out to a 4-3 lead. And again, they pick up the loose ball. It's Kevin Dance. Dance walks in, tries to bounce one low. That doesn't work.
More importantly, that's the last 2 face-offs in a row that Brampton's won cleanly. Of course, both of them, Kevin's come up with it again. But Billy Phillips is doing a good job on those face-offs there.
John Veltman now for Brampton. You could hear that chop from up here as referee Gary Martin will signal the high stick.
That's the discipline Brampton's got to stay away. Coyle gave Billy a little bit of a hard shot. Billy just retaliated and slashed him right across the helmet and face mask. Brampton cannot afford to get into that game. Not in tonight's game. They've got a chance now to put Coquitlam behind the 8 ball. Got to play smart.
Well, especially as you point out, Blair, at this point of the game, they've really got the momentum going. The crowd is just getting right back into it. And we'll have to see if they can kill this penalty. Adanacs with the man advantage. Ball loose around center. That's scooped up by Mitchell. They'll spin around as the Adanacs get the people they want on the floor. I'm quite sure one of them will be number 40, Troy Cordingley. Cordingley now for the Ads. In the Brampton zone, he's got Brunch with him, dumps it off to him. Volder manning the high point. Cordingley in low, tries to send the high pass into Brunch. That doesn't work. They swat forward in, and a nice attempt there by Rusty Kruger comes up empty. They dump it out here to Harrison. Brampton wants to make changes, and they flip it over to Driscoll, who's got a little room, steps into one, and Elliott saw it all the way.
Half second longer, and he's got Dan Teat going across there on a screen. Put it right off his back. That shot stands a better chance.
Bedell shovels it off to Cordingley, and he'll walk his way into the Brampton zone. Sends it low to Callan. Callan here up to Bunch, who's got a hard blast. He lets it fly. No problem there for O'Toole. Right in front, the backhand attempt comes up empty from Kruger. Ball bounces in the near corner. Teat in there fighting for it. Nudges it up ahead, tries it a second time, doesn't work. Past Brunch, who now has it for the Adanacs, walks in, flies with one. That's way wide. The high bounce comes all the way into the crowd. And that, of course, will result in a Brampton ball. Cochran trying to get past Brunch. Brunch tangles in with Hayson, while Ciccone and Coyle are all tangled up near the center floor area. Over and back. And over and back, the signal is called. Coquitlam will have it. 24 seconds left in the man advantage for the Adanacs as they trail 4-3, 13:09 left in the second. Brunch, accordingly, head fake back to Brunch. Tried the quick outlet pass there to Wilson. That doesn't work. Teat will bring it out. He's got Ciccone with him. He stops and waits for the late arrival. Comes out back into Ciccone. That doesn't work. As the penalized player, Bill Phillips, is back on the floor. Brampton has killed the penalty. An appreciative round of applause for the fine job done by the Excelsiors. John Beltman, being watched closely, decides to give it to Cochran. Centering pass. Dowling can't handle it. Elliott easily gets the big mesh on that one.
There's a case there where Brian had a chance to go one-on-one, and he chose to move the ball down, go down and set a pick. It almost worked. But that's the situation. Once in a while, as I said earlier, you got to go through that one-on-one situation. You got to draw the defense.
Ogilvy works his way into the slot. That low shot misses. Beazle picks it up. Takes the hit from Mitchell. Ball loose on the far side. Ads get the player out. Nice job by Kevin Dance to take his man. Mitchell's watching him, and again, Kevin Dance. Yeoman's work to retrieve the ball. Gets it back, and Cochran has it. They want a penalty as Dance was dumped on his way to the bench, or rather, yes, it is Dance that was dumped. Call there, play continues. Harrison trying to get past Wilson. Ball pops loose. Mitchell has it for the Adanacs. Beltman trying to cut it off. Nice pass there, and that shot just misses. Play starting to open up here. Driscoll wants to make the pass, but both Harrison and Hayson want to get off. Driscoll will join him.
Brampton's got to get away from clogging the middle. When things were going for them the other night when they broke out to that lead, they spread the middle out. They got their cuts through the middle. They're starting to clog it up. They've got to get away from that.
Well, especially against the big D of the Coquitlam Adanacs, you're really going to have a tough time trying to penetrate that wall.
Yeah, if you're giving them room where they're basically stick to stick on defense, not with any separation between them, they're going to be hard to break by because they're just going to get double hit every time you turn around.
Brunch shovels it off. Wilson setting up the pick in straight in front of O'Toole. Ball is loose. Teat has it. Bounced along the boards. still trying to pick it up, and Langdale comes up with it. With some good speed, he has Ciccone with him. Langdale, nowhere to pass to, shovels it off to here to Dowling, back to John Veltman. Coyle watching him. Back now to Skillen with a bullet. And Elliott just got a shoulder right in front. Oh, and Hallman with a great chance. Couldn't make it connect. Coyle picks it up for the Adanacs. A bounce pass almost doesn't work. Wilson will settle things down here.
There's been a lot of work going on between those benches with sticks and bodies, trying to get off those two close doors together.
Right in front. Oh, and a nice chance there for Rusty Kruger as he just slipped it past the far post.
Referees are going to have a close eye on that, Mark, or they're going to end up with a little bit of a skirmish going on.
Ball settles down nicely for O'Toole, and he'll just send it in deep here. A good defensive play there by Trevor Bedell to deflect that pass. And that will give both teams a chance to get fresh people out on the floor.
He just got a piece of that, or Dowling had a clear path to the net.
Dowling now hands it, feeds it off to Driscoll. He's got room, and again, Elliott saw it all the way. Well-positioned goaltender Dallas Elliott cutting down all the angles. Not much room for Driscoll to try and send that one in. Veltman now picks it up for Brampton. Sends a nice hard pass. Oh, shot by Dowling. Doesn't work. Elliott there to scoop it up. And he'll just loft one up here to Bob Klein. Scott Zapp with him. Klein works his way to the center of the slot. Misses the mark. Game just humming right along here in the second. 4-3. Excelsiors lead it. Mark Heineken along with Blair Campbell and Doug Anderson floor side. Game 5 of the Mann Cup Championship. The series tied at 2 apiece. Coming at you live from the Brampton Center.
It was almost another one of those tip-ins we saw from Mr. McCready earlier in the Buffalo series.
In case you're wondering where Mr. Pat McCready is, he's sitting out Game 3 of his Game 3 suspension when him and number 77 from the Coquitlam Adanacs had a bit of an altercation. That's putting it kindly. Callan was assessed a 2-game suspension, and Pat will return in Game 6. Knocked down nicely there by Teat. Desperation shot before the shot clock expires. Brampton ball.
There's much more flow to this period than there was the first period, Mark. There's no question about that. Both teams seem to be opening it up a little bit, and they're running a little bit more than they were in the first.
Beazle tries to get the centering pass in there. Elliott picks it up. Should apologize to Brian Beazle. I was misquoting him as being John Veltman.
That's a comparison I don't think that Brian Beazle will really object to. They're both pretty good lacrosse players.
Beazle rags it into the Coquitlam zone. He wants to get to the bench. Dumps it off to Mr. Skillen. A bit of a risky pass, doesn't work, and Zapp brings it in for Coquitlam. He's got Coyle with him. Elects to shoot. Nice stop there by O'Toole. Harrison has trouble picking it up. Finally does. Gets it to Veltman.
You can bet in 7 minutes and 30 seconds, Mark Skill will have a good word and pat in the back for Patty O'Toole there for saving his bacon.
Harrison, big strides into the Coquitlam zone, and there to watch him is Ogilvy. That rebound comes all the way back to Harrison.
I'd sure like to get a look at that equipment, the way that ball comes bouncing off of there. I'm not quite sure what he's got under that sweater.
Crowd trying to spur on the Excelsiors. Teat's shot is wide. Sanderson all tied up with his check. Langdale trying to size up the ricochet off the boards. Nothing works. A.J. Smith in there now for Coquitlam. Teat in there for the Excelsiors. Kendrick has it now.
We got a delay call coming up. I don't know whether it's on Murray or Teat, but one of them's going.
It will be Coquitlam that will go to the power play if Brampton can gain possession. Accordingly now has it for the Ads. Ads have everybody else they want. Cross pass right in there, and O'Toole easily gets his shoulder on that. That will bring about a whistle, and now the Coquitlam Adanacs will go to the power play and try to knock this game up at 4 apiece with 6:15 left in the second period.
Yeah, it's Dan Teat that's going. It was a little altercation down in the corner here with him and Murray, and I believe it was A.J. Smith, number 24. I didn't quite see what transpired, but Dan's going to the box anyway.
Just like the roughing call, some of the crowd here in the Brampton Center enjoying this game. Another quick look at our score. A 4-3 is the score. Game 6 goes tomorrow night right here at the Brampton Center. 7:30 start time. Tickets, I believe, still available.
I'll be looking forward to being here with you, Mark.
As always, Blair, I am too. Although maybe spending more time with me than your wife, but we won't go down that road at all.
No, she doesn't mind. Here, Brampton's got the one for too many men now. He was definitely not in that little white line that's surrounding in front of the bench.
And it looks to me like we're going to get another Brampton penalty, possibly too many men on the floor, because we had several Coquitlam players trying to gesture that. There were just too many white jerseys out for the situation. We'll have to wait and see.
Well, that's definitely what's being called. There's no question. I think whoever the shooter was coming off the offensive end of the bench was a little bit too quick.
Ryan Dowdell will serve the bench minor.
Brandon Beverly, a bench minor for having too many men.
And Coquitlam will go to the two-man advantage. 1:44 left in the first minor.
Served by number 73, Ryan Dowdell. Time 13:57.
Mark, as a player, you offensively, you hate to see that called. As a spectator, that's what makes the game go, and it's extremely hard. You know, you make that call, and you're slowing the pace of the game down. But it's one that's got to be made.
Callan's shot is ricocheted off into the corner, and he has it again. Now dumps it off to Brunch. Back to Callan. O'Toole with a nice save there. Looking for the outlet. Nobody there. O'Toole just has to send it midway into the floor, and there to pick it up is Kevin Brunch. Brunch seeing a lot of time here so far for Coquitlam. There's the blast. They score. Troy Cordingley.
That's that same shot Troy let go in the first period. He's dropping his shoulder, dropping the stick, and he's bouncing that ball about 3 feet in front of the net, and it's just coming up into the top corner as Pat goes down. There you go. Not a problem. He'll drop it down. Pat comes out, drops up into the top shelf.
Not much chance there for Pat O'Toole. Second goal of the night for number 40, Troy Cordingley.
Assistant number 33, Kevin Brunch, and number 19, Rusty Cougar.
Well, Cordingley from Brunch and Cougar take advantage of the power play situation. And a big one there for the Ads, because they score before the first minor is over and still have the man advantage. 4:47 left in the second period. Game tied 4 apiece. Brunch for the Ads works it around there to Volder. Down in low to Cordingley. His pass is deflected by Ciccone. Shot clock has gone. Brampton ball.
Well,
a bit of applause there as referee Gary Martin stumbled.
Yeah, he tripped over the yellow line. That's one Gary will laugh at in the future, especially when he's been looking for the films to send out to the guys out west, and he's going to utilize them for training. Well, you can bet that'll make its way into some of the training seminars.
Oh yeah. Coquitlam now in the Brampton zone. 9 seconds left in the power play. Brunch lets it go. They score. Kevin Brunch beats Pat O'Toole with the low shot. Coquitlam now out to a 5-4 lead.
I think Patty was trying to play that looking for the bounce shot, but the ball never hit the floor. It stayed about 6 inches off the floor all the way along. Bang. Never had a shot. Never had a chance at it.
Well, as we made reference to at the start of the broadcast, and Blair has mentioned many times in lacrosse games that we have covered, have to stay out of the penalty box. Brampton had jumped out to a 4-3 lead. They had momentum. They took their first penalty. Unfortunately, were assessed with a too many men violation and have paid the price as the Odds now lead at 5-4 and are looking for more. Dance able to pick it up for Brampton. Tries to shovel it out. That doesn't work. Coquitlam has it. Oh, and the low pass in there to Cordingley doesn't work. The Excelsiors now will try to regroup and see if they can settle things down.
Well, Kevin had a nice 2-on-1 set up there, but he couldn't quite get, as you say, good wood on the pass. He was kind of falling away from it as he let it go.
Harrison fires it, and that's deflected, and that is going to Smart. Zaff now for Coquitlam. He's dumped by Skillen. Driscoll can't handle it. Very chippy play now as Elliott will just gather it in and dump it off to Coyle.
Well, this is a time of the game where Brampton's got to play smart. They're 1 goal down. They can't afford, as you said, to get into that penalty box run.
Adanacs looking to take a 3-2 series lead. Quick pass in here to Downey, or check that, Wilson. He's able to pick up his own rebound. Driscoll all over him. Referee Zeelenberg gestures Brampton ball. Cochran enters the Adanac zone. Dumps it off to T. Cochran will make his way to the bench. Crowd trying to get this Brampton team going. There's an easy shot for Eliak to handle. Sanderson in there to pick up the rebound. Nice little pass in here to Ciccone, and Eliak had to be sharp there.
Brampton's going to have to start doing something when they get that shot in there, whether they're dropping a fake to go low and then coming high, but they've got to do something on it because Dallas is obviously adjusted to the fact that they're trying to go to that top corner all the time.
Right in front, and O'Toole just gets the stick on that one, and it looks like Callan either got a ricochet or a chop on the ankle, or possibly even a cramp. He's down, and that will bring about a stoppage of play with 2:05 left in the first period. Coquitlam leading the Brampton Excelsiors 5-4. Mark Heineken along with Blair Campbell and Doug Anderson Loorside. Live from the Brampton Center, this is the Mann Cup Championship. Give us a shout and let us know what you think about our coverage of the Mann Cup, our other fine sporting events, and of course all the other great programs. You can see it right here on Rogers Community TV. You can email at us at the address or give us a call, area code 905-848-5483.
Judging from what I'm seeing out there, Mark, with the AstroTurf down, I haven't had a chance to look or see them put it down yet, whether they've got a wood over top of the ice and then a foam on top of the wood and then the carpet.
Actually, I can't answer that for you, Blair. I was fortunate enough to see the ice, which just looks great. I'll get back to that in a minute. Next game right here live from the Brampton Center, Tuesday night, 7:30 p.m. And either one team will be looking to clinch it, while of course the other will be trying to extend it. Now, just to continue your previous thought, Blair, it's the carpet seems to have some sort of thick foam padding underneath it, and it has been causing problems on the reverse spin that you get on the ball, and a few players having trouble stumbling when they're getting in close.
Well, that's what I was getting at with this situation. We played back years ago back in Maryland on an AstroTurf floor, and our owner had a large foam pad underneath it. It was like running on a beach, and it does get a lot of cramps in the back of the thighs. Excuse me, calves.
Just under 2 minutes left here in the second. Brampton trying to capitalize on the pass there to Dowling. Doesn't work. Kruger brings it out with a head of steam. Adds on the move. Folder with a blast that bounces up and over the back glass. Brampton ball. O'Toole dumps it off over here to Dowdell, or rather Diesel. And that pass into Harrison doesn't work as he slides safe into the corner. And will now pick it up.
He looked like he was a few inches short of the base getting there.
Could be a la Cecil Fielder trying to swim his way home.
Number 11.
Late penalty coming up now to the Adanacs, so that will be Randy Kendrick. O'Toole makes his way to the bench. Extra man on for Brampton. Zeelenberg blows the whistle, calls the holding penalty. 1:16 left in the second. Brampton now will try to tie this game up as they go to the power play.
That was a smart move on Veltman's part, trying to get rid of that, get that shot away quick. That gives them 1 minute and 16 seconds in this period to run the power play, see if they can't come out tied.
Face-off will be in the Coquitlam zone to the left of goaltender Dallas Iliak. Bill Phillips in to take the draw for Brampton. Mitchell in for the Ads. Mitchell scoops it, but it's Dance that gets it. Brampton has possession.
That's where Billy, one of the reasons Billy's got to stay in this game and out of the penalty box. He's so good on the draws for them. He seems to be the only guy that's winning them for him. This period, I'm interested to see the stats, but I think they're ahead.
Teat down low in here to Beazle. His pass is blocked. Ads come up with it. That's Ogilvy. Ads moving it into the Brampton zone, curling, relaying, and just sending it back to his teammate is Ogilvy. They work it right in front, backhand pass, and that deflected just off the stick of Downey. No harm there. Beazle with a chance. Bad change here by the Adanacs. He decides to slow it down and just dump it off to Teat. Send it to Dowling. Sanderson in low, didn't know that he had lost it. Coyle picks it up. Dying seconds here of the second period. Casey Zaff has some room. And O'Toole, yes, he does have it as the whistle goes. It's caught in his pads. Seelenberg is there to call it. We've got a timeout adjuster made. So with 11.58 seconds left in the second period, Brampton has called the timeout. 5-4 is your score. Coquitlam on top as they are enjoying the dying moments of a power play. For all the latest news and sports in the region of Peel, be sure to tune in to City Magazine daily at 6:30. Interesting to see if co-coaches Bob McMahon and Terry Sanderson will elect to keep goaltender Pat O'Toole on the bench. Is that a little too risky at this point in the game, Blair?
No, not with where the ball is. I don't think it's a bad move. What'll be interesting is to see if they set up the way Coquitlam did the other day by putting the man in the middle. It looks like Patty's going back in the net, though.
That point exemplified by the fine camera work to have a good close-up of number 30 making his way back in between the pipes. Quick pass into Ciccone doesn't work. That's picked off as the clock winds down to bring it into the second period. What a little bit of a chat session deep in the Coquitlam zone.
What I saw there, Martin.
Sorry, Gary Martin in there quickly to break that up. Cooler heads prevail.
That looks like that was the play that that Terry Satin designed. He obviously, because he turned and passed that without even looking, so obviously that was a set play they had going.
Stay with us. When we return, we'll join Doug Anderson down by the floor with interviews and the play of the period. After 2, Coquitlam 5, Brampton 4. This is the Mann Cup Championship on Rogers Community TV.
Join Booker T. Worm as we read some of his favorite kids' books on our new children's reading show, Booker T. Worm's Favorite Stories. There are books with adventures, animals, and all sorts of neat characters. Booker T. Worm's Favorite Stories, for the love of books.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Listen, you like cave people, lizards, and guitars, don't you? Sure you do. Well, we got them for you, right here in the Groovy Grotto. It's a cave, minus all the icky stuff. Nothing but laughter and music, so come check out the whole gang right here on Rogers Community TV.
Travel across Canada. Share the stories and explore the faces that can only be made in Canada.
Classroom, tears down walls, opens minds.
Repose, relax, rejuvenate. Find out how with Joy Legacy, your guide to feeling fit and the host of The Joy of Yoga on Rogers Community TV.
And I'm Courtney. Shelley and I have a whole new exciting season for you with celebrity guests, fishing tips, and cooking segments. Watch Fishing with Shelley and Courtney on Rogers Community Television.
Chef's Table on Rogers Community TV.
You're watching Rogers Community TV Peel.
Welcome back to the second intermission. I'll tell you, folks, what a great matchup we've had thus far. The Brampton Battalion are down by 1, 5-4 to the Adanacs from Coquitlam. I'll tell you something, the Coquitlam Adanacs have played a very strong offensive second period, and they lead by a goal. Well, as you folks know, the OHL's Brampton Battalion are home here, as well as the Excelsiors. But first, we're going to take a look at our play of the period, and then we're going to talk to Bill Hutton, the CLA president. So let's take a look at the play of the period right now. It was the go-ahead goal for the Coquitlam Adanacs. This is it, setting things up right out. There's a shot from Kevin Bunch right through the 5-hole again as it beats Pat O'Toole. That's our play of the period. The leading goal now for the Coquitlam Adanacs. They have a 5-4 lead. As we said all along, the series is tied at 2, and it has been a great series. Now, Bob May from Rogers Community TV had a chance to tour this facility. And I'll tell you something, folks, the Brampton facility is wonderful. It's not only the home of the Brampton Battalion and the Brampton Excelsiors, but it's also going to be the home of concerts, and it's going to be the home of circuses, everything you'll ever want to know. So let's take a look at Bob May's views on the facility.
And joining me for a tour of the building today is Kathy Stafford, Director of Sales here at the Center. And on my other side is Carolyn Chaplin, who is Public Relations Director for the Brampton Battalion. Kathy, it's just a little over 11 months since the shovel first went in the ground for this building. Could you ever picture that this could happen this quick?
No, and actually we're opening ahead of schedule, and excitement is really starting to build. Opening week ceremonies are really intended for the community to get excited about the building. So they kick off on the evening of Wednesday, October 7th, with an event that I won't give you too much detail about, although I can tell you there will be some exciting talent on ice and on stage. And tickets for that event are required, although they are free of charge. And then the first game is on October 9th, as you mentioned. And the weekend of Thanksgiving, we're going to have a family fun fair on Saturday and Sunday for everyone to come to as well.
And do we have arrangements for people to get their free tickets for October 7th yet?
Yes. Tickets have to be requested by calling 905-874-2398.
Terrific. 874-2398. Here, our local Brampton number. If you'd like to come down and see what the complex looks like, that's great. And now that we've stood here at Center Ice for a couple minutes, Kathy and Carolyn are going to take us on a tour of the building. We're going to see the executive boxes. We're going to see the sportscasting facility. We may even get a peek into a dressing room if we're lucky. So let's take a walk around the arena and take a look. As you can see, we're up in one of the private boxes now, and it's the first time we've been able to come into these. They're absolutely fabulous, Kathy. Give us a little detail on just what it's going to take to get into one of these.
Well, we're standing in one of the 30 private boxes in the facility, and they're all identical in size. This one isn't quite finished being furnished yet, but they have the 10 fixed seats just outside the box, and then inside the capability of having another 4 bar seats, so you can accommodate 14 guests in your suite. It's an excellent platform for entertaining employees, friends, clients, customers, what have you. We can fully cater your event, or you can run to the bar and get hot dogs yourself, or you can sit here and eat absolutely nothing. So we're catering the whole suite program to be very user-friendly.
Great. And Carolyn, just a quick update on season tickets for the battalion.
There's still some available. Our season ticket prices work out to $8.50 and $9.50 a seat, Bob, so it's really affordable for bringing a family out to a hockey game. It's $297.50 and $332.50 a seat, and you can get them through Ticketmaster. And if you allow me to give the number, it's 416-872-5000.
When we were downstairs, we saw just in the back surface where the Zambonis and all that type of thing go, just how versatile this place is. Give us an idea of just what you can do down there.
Well, the back of house is pretty interesting, what we're able to do back there. In addition to Zamboni and team buses, we're able to house cages of tigers and elephants for circuses, I guess equipment for concerts. If we did an equestrian event, we'd probably have stables back there. So.
And I imagine floor seats will be at a premium for the first concert.
I think so, which I would love to announce today, but I can't tell you what we're working on because it's very confidential. But hopefully we'll be able to bring a show this fall to the venue.
As you can see, this is an absolutely first-class facility, one that all Brampton can be very, very proud of. Well, it opens to the public in about 7 or 8 days, and I can only say to everybody, if you get a chance, come on down and see this complex for what it is, because it's absolutely fabulous, and it's going to be a great venue for all sorts of activities.
welcome back. And once again, you can get those free tickets for Family Fun Night. The new number, 459-9340. That's 459-9340 for your free tickets once again. Joining me is CLA President Bill Hutton. And Mr. Hutton, this has been a wonderful affair so far.
Oh, it's been a tremendous affair. Really tight games. It can go either way. I'm hoping it goes in 7.
What's it like for Canadian lacrosse right now? What's the state of Canadian lacrosse?
Well, right now, Canadian lacrosse is in a large expansion right across the country. Our biggest challenge right now, of course, is to develop enough referees and coaches for all the kids that want to play the game.
Well, I'll tell you something. It is expanding, like you said, and we spoke to John Tavares in the first period, and he sees unlimited growth for this sport.
Absolutely. And John Tavares, of course, is a quality player. Matter of fact, if he was playing any other sport, he'd be a Wayne Gretzky or Jordan, you know, and he'd be multi-millionaire. But he plays the game because he loves it, and that's what all these guys do.
Maybe you can take us a little bit of behind the scenes for what does it take to put together a Mann Cup year in and year out?
Well, actually, the real work is actually done at the grassroots, at the club level, and the managers and the volunteers there raising funds for the players to get on there, go from the trips around. They do most of the work. Like our job at the CLA level, of course, is really to make sure that when the event takes place, that it's operated in a fair manner, and that we assist the local organizations. But they do the bulk of the work. They have the bulk of the volunteers.
I'll tell you something. We've seen some great lacrosse here, and we've seen just some fabulous lacrosse for the first 5 games. So I really do hope it goes 7. Thank you for joining us.
Okay, and I hope it goes 7 too.
Okay. We're going to take a break here on Rogers Community Television. We'll be back with third period action. This is Game 5 of the Mann Cup. Stay with us. We will return.
Watch for hair-raising hobbies and collectibles on Rogers.
Hi, I'm Maggie Bard. Tune in to Creative Corner as we feature a different guest artist in each week who will teach us a variety of crafting and decorating techniques. That's Creative Corner on Rogers Community Television. See you then.
Join me, Laura Lawton, on Chef's Table, right here on Rogers Community Television.
In the future, we will communicate instantly with each other with the spontaneity of a tap on the shoulder.
They tell us the future will be wonderful, but who, we ask, will make it practical?
I'm not in right now, but you can try me on my cell phone 4-pager.
Right now, a group of companies you know is working together to build a more practical future. This sign is how you'll know them.
I think the best thing about daytime is that it's an hour of laughs.
Whether it's cooking or music, we try and explore everything.
It's a chance to just sit down with friends and get to see what's going on in the community.
That's what makes daytime so interesting, is it's a brand new show in every different way every time we go to air.
I love working with Anthony. He and I are buddies.
Cheryl is a ball of energy.
It's just like being with friends.
There really is something in daytime for everybody. Whether you're 8 or 80, you can find daytime an enjoyable show to watch.
Hi, I'm Les Shaw.
I'm Stephen Hewlett.
Tune in to Computer Mechanics.
Answering your phone calls and emails.
The first truly interactive computer show on Rogers Community TV, live Tuesdays at 7. See you there.
Celebrating, involving, and reflecting you. This is Rogers Community Television Peel.
Welcome back to the Brampton Center, where the Coquitlam Adanacs hold a 5-4 lead over the Brampton Excelsiors. Just like to update you for the telephone number for Family Fun Night, call 459-9340. Let's get you up to date on the goal scores in the second period. 2:47, Coquitlam strikes first Brad Downey from number 33, Kevin Brunch. And then Brampton put 2 quick goals together. First, Ryan Sanderson from Chris Langdale. And then almost 20 seconds, 22 to be exact, Ted Dowling popped one in the net from Kevin Dance. Then Coquitlam on the power play, number 40. Troy Cordingley with his second of the night from Brunch and Kruger. And then Coquitlam, Brunch unassisted. That's where we stand, 5-4.
Well, Brampton made a little more respectable that period in faceoffs. They actually led 6-5. They're still down on loose balls, pretty close, 28-24. And shots on goal were 16-11 in favor of Coquitlam. The biggest difference here is in faceoffs, control of the faceoffs, with Coquitlam having 14 and Brampton only having 7 over the 2 periods so far.
And Coquitlam has outshot Brampton 33-25 over the first 2 frames. Just 14 seconds left in the man advantage for Brampton. Coquitlam has it. Nice job to intercept that pass by Beltman. He quickly gets it into Beazle. Beazle dodges the hit. Walks in out in front. Sanderson can't get it right there. Dowling just missed the far corner. Penalized man back on the floor for Coquitlam. Sanderson with a shot. That just missed.
They got to make those shots count, especially in a tight game when it's 5-4. They got to make those shots hit, at least hit the net.
Zaff being watched by Sanderson. He'll just curl off, give it to Brunch. And Coquitlam will bring it into the Brampton zone. Brunch sends it down low. They relay it over to Downey behind the net. Tries the centering pass. Nobody there. Downey in there first for the Ads to pick it up. Breaks 3, walks right in front. Oh, and a low shot there. O'Toole got a piece of it and enough to keep it out. Payson dumps it off to Dance. Dance into the Ads zone. Looking for someone to pass it to. Elects to shoot. Nothing there as Iliak had all the angles covered. And freezes it.
Brampton ball on the off hit on Mr. Hazen.
Dance outside of the perimeter trying to work it in. He does. Sharp angle shot. Iliak is there with the save. Coquitlam has it. Trying the quick relay pass. Coquitlam looking to try and stretch the defense. Another chance there, and dumped from behind is Kruger as he tried to slip one past O'Toole. Cochran has it for Brampton, sends it over to Dowling. Brampton just finishing off their changes. It's Harrison now for the Excelsiors. Beltman trying to curl in low.
But Brampton's got to step up their movement on offense here, Mark. They're almost at a standstill when they get down into the other team's end here. They've got to start getting it spread out and start making some cutting. You'll notice it's like Troy still going like he was in the first period. He's controlling the play right now on offense, even when he doesn't have the ball.
Cordingley watched by Beltman. Cordingley gets the pass off. O'Toole with a save. Ball loose in front of the Brampton net. Digging in there for it is Ogilvie. Finally, the whistle comes about, and Zeelenberg gestures Coquitlam ball.
Yeah, one of the Brampton boys knocked it back into the crease to him, and he had to stop it or it was going in the net.
Cordingley breaks free of the check from Veltman, but Cochran is there to handle him and pick it up. Can't hold on to it. Then Mitchell scoops it up for Coquitlam. The Ads showing great patience so far here in the third. Low glass there, no problem for O'Toole. Nice bounce given by Ogilvie to get the loose ball as Cochran lost his footing. And it's Coquitlam that has it. The crowd who made their way from British Columbia liking what they see so far. Adanacs, again, patient, letting things develop in the Brampton zone. This is Brunch. Trying to force his way past several Brampton defenders. That comes up not. There's still the Ads with the ball, trying to break in front somehow, trying to get a shot off his Downey before the shot clock expires. Doesn't work. Cochran will bring it out of his own end. Mark Cochran dumps it off to Langdale. Langdale watched by Klein. Ciccone trying to give a pick from Coyle. Sanderson bounced there by Coyle. And Brunch will pick it up now for the Adanacs.
Ryan's complaining a little bit to referee Gary Martin. That check could easily have been called hitting from behind. But again, Brampton's clogging the middle up on offense. They've got to spread it out. They can't keep clogging the middle and cut through.
Goodell checked by Langdale. Kruger is there. The long pass to, or cross pass to Callan. Bounces up and Ciccone will gather it in. Stray pass, not wise. Kruger picks it up for Coquitlam. Teat comes back in to check his man, and now it's Hasten for Brampton. He's got Beazle and Dance with a head of steam coming into the Coquitlam zone. They dump it off to Beazle. Back here to Skillen. Dodges one, dodges two, and the shoulder bounce shot doesn't work. Phillips with a nice chance there for Brampton. Boulder cross pass in here to Bride. Far too many white jerseys to penetrate the front of the net, and Bride will circle and just dump it back here to the point to Mitchell. High stick giving there to Cordingley from Hasten. No call there. Mitchell walks in. Dance takes him. The soft shot dribbles into the near corner. Third period moving along very quickly. 14:52 left in the third frame. Neither team with a big chance. Maybe Bill Phillips' opportunity could be the best so far. Brampton trail it by 1 goal. Dowling now shovels it over here to Skillen. Skillen works his way in the return pass. Not much room to put the ball there as Iliuk had it all covered.
Good hustle by Mark Skillen to grab that loose ball for Brampton. Jimmy can roll and shoot here.
Beltman sneaks his way in. Tries to pass back to the point. That doesn't work because Casey Zapp is there for the Ads. Driscoll all over him. Zapp just spins and regroups. Adanacs just keeping the play very slow. Using the clock to their advantage. High stick catches accordingly. It's going to bring about a whistle. I don't know if that was an inadvertent stick, but it did catch Troy, I think, just underneath the cage.
Yeah, got him up under the chin and slid up underneath. Troy doesn't go down very often, but you'll see here he gives him a little step to the right, tries to come back to the left.
Well, this is Zapp just dumping it off to Troy.
Yeah. You'll see Troy gives Driscoll a run here. And it gives him a little head fake, steps to his right, and goes to go back to his left. And with that, Chris there up under the mask and the stick. So it was not really a vicious check. I think it was more it rode up as he tried to block the stick coming into him.
Face off to the right of goaltender Pat O'Toole in the Brampton zone. It would be pretty tough to have it in the other zone. Thought we'd just say that for you anyways. Breaking his way in is Boulder with a pass over there to Downey. That doesn't work. Ads retain possession. Forcing his way in. Brunch gets the low shot. O'Toole stops that. Brunch watched by Murray. Brunch comes up with it. Again, big Kevin Brunch using his size and strength to try and muscle his way in. Doesn't work. Kevin Dance, or rather Ryan Sanderson, brings it out now for Brampton. Murray. Cross to Langdale. Langdale is checked. Ball loose. Brampton comes up with it. Dowling is checked. Both teams having a little trouble holding on to the ball. Finally, Iliuk just shovels it off here to Boulder. Boulder into the Excelsior zone. Nice centering pass in there. Spin move by Kruger. Tried to bounce it past O'Toole, but that was wide. Centering pass back to the point, up and over top of the net. And John Beltman now gathers it in for Brampton. Flips it off to Cochran, who quickly sends it to Beazle. Brampton makes changes. Dance. Fresh off the bench. Trying to angle his way in. Nowhere to go there. Quick pass in there to Dowling. That's blocked by Coyle. Oh, and a late shot there to the back of Dowling from Captain Coyle. Nothing comes of that. Kevin Dance again. He's got room. He scores! Kevin Dance goes upstairs on Dallas Iliuk when the opening was made by Ted Dowling. 5-5 score.
Well, Ted Dowling and Corey Howland did a great job in this, setting up the screen and moving their men out of the way, and then just letting Kevin step in. Kevin doesn't score a lot of goals, but don't ever take Kevin for granted on offense, because I'll tell you, he can still pick a corner, or he wouldn't be playing in this league or in the pro league.
Well, he sent that one past Dallas Eliak on a rope, and there are some of the enthusiastic Excelsior fans up and on their feet.
Well, Kevin was giving them the high sign when he was walking back to get the fans back into this game. And if anybody can get him going, it'll be Kevin.
Ogilvy brings it into the Brampton zone. Kevin Dance unassisted, as noted by public address announcer James Doig, has brought this to a tie game. Oh, right in front, and the Ads waste no time. Some very crisp passing springs Andy Ogilvy loose, and again the Adanacs have a one-goal lead.
But you'll notice that Coquitlam on offense, when they're moving and setting up, they're setting up outside that yellow line in the Brampton end, and then they're just sneaking a guy in the back door who's sliding into the middle. There it is right there. Could have been called a crease ball, but that was a little bit of a toe in the crease. I guess he's going to let that one go.
Well, you can see the dejection by both defenders there. And again, Ogilvy almost tries to pot that one in. So Ogilvy from Mitchell and Bride makes it a 6-5 score. And that sort of took the steam out of the crowd here at the Brampton Center, as again the Excelsiors trail by 1. Murray dumped here at center floor.
Referee Gary Martin was watching that all the way. He had his eye on both of them.
Dowling brings it into the Coquitlam zone. Hallman sets up his pick. Dowling watched very closely here by Coyle. Shovels it off to Dance. Kevin Dance centered it in front, and Eliak there with a nice save. Oh, and I believe Dowling's going to be taking an uncalled for penalty. He was dumped by Captain Pat Coyle of the Ads and decided to give Pat a shot. So number 16 will spend 2 minutes in the box. And Kevin Dance is going to have a few words with referee Dwayne Zeelenberg. That's, I'm quite sure, a fairly interesting conversation. Something
pretty one-sided.
Probably have to be rated R.
No, Kevin's not that bad. I referee him in hockey. Kevin's not that bad. He lets you know what he thinks, but he's pretty good about it. And Kevin usually has a pretty good grasp on everything that's going on. But that was not what I'd call an intelligent penalty, especially when Zeelenberg had sat there and looked at both of them and waved them and told them to let him get up. And then he walks by him. Obviously, he's looking for it.
Maybe a little frustration there by Ted Dowling. Nevertheless, though, it's the Adanacs with a power play. As we're about to hit the midway mark here in the third period, this is Troy Cordingley. He has really led this Coquitlam team in Game 5. 2 goals so far on the night for number 40. Go along with his 1 helper. Mike Hasten brings it out of the Brampton zone. And I'm sure he'll try to kill a little time off the clock. Low pass in here to Langdale. Langdale tries to spin free. He's dumped, and Coquitlam comes up for it. Coyle is loose. Oh, that bounces off his back. Here comes Klein. Scores!
Oh, great goal. Great goal, even to the fact of Coyle fleeing that ball off his back. They went in on Carroll or Patty O'Toole, and he looked him to one side and put it across his body to the other side. Patty was already moving to his one side, and he came back to the other. He made a great move here. You'll see him go in. He'll give him the stick and a head to the right, to his left, and then come across his body and back to the other side. Great goal.
Well, the power play marker by Bob Klein gives the Adanacs a 2-goal lead. Klein from Zaff. And with 10:16 left, Brampton with a little work to do.
Well, right now it seems like Coquitlam's outrunning them. Brampton seems to be caught flat-footed. They're not moving.
Well, you wonder as well, Blair, it's a 1-day rest between the various games, and now it will be a steady night-to-night series, and Coquitlam seemed to pretty much try and let's say, reserve their fuel during the first 2 periods, just play very patient lacrosse, let things develop, and make sure they had enough gas in the tank for the later stages. We'll have to see if Brampton can reply.
Well, I don't think it's a question of if they can. They've got to.
Dowling works his way in. He's all tied up by Coyle.
Mr. Dowling's very lucky right now because he just hit referee Zeelenberg with his stick. And I'm surprised that nothing's been called. I think Mr. Zeelenberg's given him the benefit of the doubt.
That it may be of the momentum that just caught him. But let's have a look and see exactly what transpired.
He caught him on the stick, lost it there. Now as he got up, he's called it. He looked right at him there.
Well, I think you're correct in pointing that out, Blair. Referee Dwayne Zeelenberg's going to let Ted Dowling get away with that. And Dowling has really got to try and get his head back into this game. He's a key player for the Excelsiors, and he can't be spending time either A, in the box, or having referee Zeelenberg and referee Gary Martin having the extra eye on him.
All I can say for Dwayne is it's a good thing that was a plastic stick and not a wooden one. That might hurt a little bit more on that bone on the elbow, on the forearm.
Sorry, Blair, chance there for the Ads, goes wide. You call that through the crease, and that's a Brampton ball. Cochran will bring it out.
I think if I was in Mr. Dowling's shoes right now, I'd be minding my P's and Q's for a short period of time here, because I don't think he's going to get much of a break.
Ciccone now has it, lets it go, they scored! Ciccone upstairs on Dallas Elliott. That gets the crowd here at the Brampton Center back in the game, and the Excelsiors trail by 1.
Again, you'll notice on this mark, he drops his shoulder as if he's going to go low. That forces Elliott to go down, and he stays up high with the shot. Right there, little force up into the top shelf. Elliott was already down on his knees. There. Already down. Before that shot was out of the stick, he was already down on his knees. But that's that little shoulder drop. That's all it takes. That shoulder drop drops him down to his knees and allows him to come high with the shot.
Brampton goal, scorer number 44, Dean Ciccone. Assist to number 15, Dan Teat. And to number 55, Chris Langdale.
Ciccone from Teat and Langdale making a 7-6 score. The Ads come right back. A shot there from Kruger misses the net. And Teat comes up with it for Brampton.
Well, Dan's coming
quick big right
now.
here to Beazle. Beazle with a lot of steam. Oh, and a big stop. It almost dribbles in. It's in the net. Martin's arms are up. Brampton has tied it. Brian Beazle with lightning speed off the bench. Fends off the Coquitlam defender. Just got enough of the spin on after it hit Elliott. We're tied at 7.
Well, referee Gary Martin did a great job on staying with that ball, but as you say, Beazle come off that bench. Great job going through there. Was in right there. Gary caught it on the second bounce. Right here. There it's in the net. Gary hasn't signaled yet. He caught it. Good positioning by referee Gary Martin on that play. Stay out of it, guys. Walk away. Guess who?
Beazle from Teat at 11:36 as a tie game. Kevin Dance all tied up with Andy Ogilvy. And Dance, you know, especially in this game, has a short chat with another Adanacs player. But, you know, we've said it before in other Brampton Excelsiors telecasts. He may be one of the shorter players on the floor, but he is quite a spark plug for the Excelsiors now. He has drawn a coincidental penalty, but not only does he get his team going, and as you pointed out earlier, Blair, he really gets the crowd into the game.
But Kevin's got to be smart at Game 5 of a Mann Cup series and pick his spots to do it. They just got some momentum going. He didn't need that situation to occur.
An even up call as, or even up call with penalties each.
Number 11, Randy Kendrick, 2 minutes from sportsmanlike conduct.
I think we had a problem with the clock. It didn't start. Penalties are still at 2 minutes.
Kevin Dance, 2 minutes from sportsmanlike conduct.
So the two teams will play with 4 runners apiece on the floor. A little extra running room. 8:12 left in the third period. 7-7 your score. Game 5 of the Mann Cup Championship. Live here from the Brampton Center, right here on Rogers Community TV. Make sure you tune in. You won't want to miss this. It's the season premiere of Plugged In, when they will feature boxer Billy the Kid Irwin. That's September 21st, 8 o'clock, right here on Rogers Community TV.
9-2.
And we're just getting the clock and penalty situation underway. First major event here at the Brampton Center, and you know, Blair, considering the facility isn't totally finished, it looks like it's going to be a very nice place to be holding some fine events, including the OHL's Brampton Battalion. Tune in for the next game. Game 6 will be live once again from the Brampton Center, Tuesday night, 7:30 p.m. And if this game is any indication of what the next game will be like, I highly advise to either make your way out here to the Brampton Center or tune in at 7:30 on Channel 10 in the region of Peel. Let's have a look at how the altercation started that have brought about the two penalties.
Well, they'd split up the two original combatants, and then as Kevin was walking back here, number 4 kind of stepped by him and he gave him another little shot. Sorry, number 11, and they both going. Kevin tried to hide it, but didn't quite work. Mark, I can tell you, for anybody that's across this region that's happens to be flipping by Channel 10 and watching this, I highly recommend it. If you like hockey or you like basketball, you'll love this game.
I believe we still have a discrepancy on the shot clock. The extra official is Mr.
Jimmy Richardson.
Jimmy Richardson, thank you very much, Blair. All games, of course, have the backup official. Jim Richardson officiates, of course, in the Ontario Lacrosse Association, as he has a short chat with referee Gary Martin. Play now back underway. Accordingly,
penalty clocks aren't going again.
It has been very dangerous for the Ads. Lets that go. In fact, yes, you are right, Blair. The penalty clocks have not continued, but they may be doing it manually. High ball gathered in by Pat O'Toole, who, although has let in 7 goals, has looked pretty calm and cool in the net for Brampton. Has a much different style than his counterpart, Dallas Iliak. Quick pass in here to Harrison. Harrison circles in behind the net. Watched by Ogilvy. Langdale sets up the pick. Doesn't work. Harrison stripped loose of the ball. Ads shovel it up to Coyle. .7:12 left in the third period. 7-7 your score. One of these teams looking to go ahead 3-2 in the best of 7. Low shot stopped by O'Toole. Kevin Brunch is there to pick it up and gather it in for the Adanacs. Muscling his way back in. The big boy is there. Shot, and I believe that just bounced off the far post. A lucky break for Pat O'Toole.
The penalties are up at 6:15 on the running time.
Yeah, that definitely went off the post, Mark. It came off too hard. But they did a good job of moving the ball around, control.
Teat now for the Excelsiors. Watched by Coyle. Gets the pass off to Beazle. Nice pass in here to Sanderson. Oh, the backhand dump off to Teat doesn't work. And in there to gather it in is A.J. Smith.
That was a great pass by Ryan Sanderson, because Dan Teat was wide open going down the hole. And he would have had a clear pass to the net if that had connected.
Penalized players back on the floor. Both teams at even strength. Balder into the Excelsior zone. Gives it off to Bedell. Bedell to Accordingly. Looking for an avenue or a peck. Dance has an eye on him. Accordingly lets it go. Easily stopped by O'Toole. Seeing in and out of the crease for Ciccone. That will be an Adanac ball. And some of the fans here, many of the armchair quarterbacks, of course, not agreeing with that one.
No, he made a good call on that situation. He definitely was outside the crease with the ball. It was all in the same motion, but he was definitely outside the crease when he picked it up. That was a good call.
Stance gives it off to Murray as Kevin takes a well-deserved rest. Or rather, Dowling now busting his way in. All tied up. We've got a holding penalty coming up to Trevor Bedell. So with 5:28 left here in the third period, the Brampton Excelsiors will go to the power play.
This is what Brampton's got to do. They've got to make that move. They've got to keep running. When the minute they start to slow down, they're having problems. That situation right there, Dowling had him beat. He had no choice but to grab him. Of course, I would have rather he didn't grab him on the face mask, but it's one of those situations. If Brampton stands still, they're not going to win this game. If Brampton can get back to their momentum, their movement going, every time they've done it, when they've been 5-on-5 or 4-on-4, that's when Brampton scored. That's what Brampton's got to get back to. They've got to get back to their movement. They can't stand still.
You had a quick look there at Coach Bob McMahon of the Brampton Excelsiors, figuring out who he wants on the floor. And then he finally has decided, and it's Coquitlam that comes up with it, but Veltman is able to gather it in now for Brampton. They dump it off and get the offensive players out that they want. Coach Terry Sanderson, who works very well along with Bob McMahon, especially this year for the Excelsiors. Chance to score, Brian Beazle from just off the crease. Wastes no time on the power play situation for the Excelsiors, and they take an 8-7 lead.
This was a situation where setting up their diamond this time cost them. Their top man tried to pressure, but the pressure was too high, and he forced it, made the pass over, and then the pass went into Beazle. Beazle had too much time to set there. He got Elliott going the wrong way and came back to the short side high. But that goal was caused by the pressure that they tried to apply too early with their diamond defense.
Third straight goal for the Excelsiors. Second in a row for Brian Beazle. And once again, it's Dan Teed who contributes with the assist along with Jimmy Veltman. And now the Excelsiors lead at 8-7 with 4:44 left in the third. Cochran picks it up as Veltman is bounced on the boards by Trevor Much. And now Langdale has it for Brampton.
They've got it spread out now, set their picks this way. Don't try to do it when they're going through the middle.
Murray's pass to Langdale, and that hard low shot is handled by Elliott as Langdale is dumped by Coyle. And the Ads doing a very nice job of finishing off their assignments.
I think Mark was looking for a possession ball there on that little hit into the boards.
Klein passes it over here to Bride. Bride right in front, they score! Rusty Kruger works his way into the slot, takes the nice pass from Chris Bride, and again we are tied now at 8.
You see they were set up here. This was a backdoor pick. It's set here. It comes up out high, outside that line. Number 18, Murray, didn't stay with his man on the switch, and they got caught. Right there, he's got a wide open path, top shelf. But set up by that pick, set up high by the white line.
The point of goal from number 19, Rusty Kruger, assisted number 7, Chris Bride. Rusty Kruger from Chris Bride at 15:01.
First goal of the night for Rusty Kruger, his 5th of the championship series. A big blast off the stick of Chris Bride is handled by O'Toole.
It's too bad Brampton could have picked up the loose ball off that rebound, because Kevin Dance was at center floor wide open breaking. Brampton's got to tighten his defense up. They're letting them spread them wide.
Trying to bust his way in. There was Bride. That's unsuccessful. Brampton comes out. Working on a 2-on-1. This is Cochran. They score! Mark Cochran!
Ryan Beazle in on it again.
Dallas Elliott. Back and forth now, and it's Brampton on top, 9-8.
Well, Brian picks up a loose They break down the floor. Brian does a good job of waiting till the man turns and gives him the ball. And that's one of the first goals that they beat him on a bounce shot down through his legs. You don't get too many. He didn't get his stick down. That's why that ball went through his legs. But that goal was made by Beazle on 2 counts. 1, picking up the loose ball, and 2, he waited right until the last second, and when the guy from Coquitlam turned, and then he dropped the ball to him with his back to him. So it was a good goal, good work by Brian Beazle.
Well, unlike some of the previous games we had, in particular Game 3, that was a very low-scoring, a 5-2 affair. And in fact, after 2, the score was 5-4. Things have really opened up now. Mark Cochran's first goal of the night gives the hometown Brampton Excelsiors a 9-8 lead.
I think the referees have missed a...
Pat O'Toole just getting a little equipment repair.
That's one of those situations there. I don't know whether they'll make a correction or not, but Brian Beazle did the work on that situation. And, I mean, I don't know whether Mark Skillen will go to the referees and say anything or not, but it was definitely Brian's assist. I don't know what they're doing. It looks like they're working on something around his heel here.
Let's have a look at the past 6 winners of the Mann Cup. Last year, of course, the Victoria Shamrocks. First time in quite a while that a WLA team, that, of course, the Western Lacrosse Association, successful in capturing a trophy that has been around since 1910, and the Excelsiors looking to take it for the 3rd time in the past 6. Of course, the dynasty of the Six Nations Chiefs finally, shall I say, broken up, as they pretty much dominated in the OLA and, in fact, the entire CLA.
Yeah, the last time before that graphic, the New Westminster Salmon Bellies won it in 1991. But prior to that, it was going, seemed year by year by year, and then the East took over there for those 5 years in a row. That was with Les Wakeling and the boys, and the 2 with Brampton, and then the 3 with Six Nations, and now Victoria. And who knows what it'll be this year?
And it was Coquitlam that knocked off the defending Mann Cup champion Victoria Shamrocks in the WLA finals.
That final actually started out with a 2-0 Victoria lead, and Coquitlam come back and shut them down and won it 4-2. So they must have found something that they were able to utilize and work to their advantage.
Ball sent into the Coquitlam zone, and there to pick it up is A.J. Smith.
Well, this situation at this time of the game, Mark, as you know, and you've watched a lot of these games, no lead is safe.
No lead is safe, no lead is too big. 3 minutes are more than enough time to get goals. Working his way around the outside of the circle here is Bedell. Dumps it off to much. That soft shot, no problem for Pat O'Toole. Sends it off quick here to Ciccone, and he's got Dowling right out of the bench. Now Dowling is all alone as the Excelsiors complete the line change.
Brampton's got to be smart here and play ball control.
Crowd starting to get behind their Excelsiors here at the Brampton Center. Beazle on the blast, the rebound. Oh, and a huge save by Dallas Elliott. That may have kept the Coquitlam Adanacs in this game. Dallas Elliott, an amazing stop on the rebound.
I had no idea how he made that save, Mark. It's like he stopped it with the bottom of his foot.
Dan Teat picks up the bouncing ball off the boards, gives it to Kevin Dance, and he'll just send it back to Cochran. Harrison now back to Dance, and he'll send it into the sure hands of number 19, Jimmy Veltman. Veltman has been pretty quiet on the scoreboard for the Excelsiors, but is always a key factor for a Brampton squad.
Yeah, there's no question, Mark. He's their quarterback whenever he's out on the floor on offense. He controls it. Here's one of those. They're going to take the 30 seconds. Good job. Ran it off the clock.
1:43 left in the 3rd. Brampton holding on to a 9-8 lead thanks to the goal by Mark Cochran.
Here we go again. Goaltender out. See if they go back to that same situation. Setting the guy in the middle. There he is.
Very effective last game for the Adanacs. 3 goals in 2 minutes and 35 seconds brought the Ads right back into the last game. Veltman dumps it off to Hayes, and he's got the yawning catch. Elliott quickly tries to get back to the net. He does. And Beltman will gather it in and settle it down. He'll just work on the shot clock. 14 ticks left on that timer.
There's a situation where Elliott was back on the floor.
Driscoll with a blast. That misses. Rebound, Hasten. Oh, and he couldn't get enough lumber on it. Last minute to play here in the third. Elliott trying to get to the bench quickly. The Ads call a timeout. Kruger gets the eye from Zeelingberg. So with 51.42 seconds left in the third period, we've got a timeout and we've got ourselves a big finish.
Well, I'm pretty sure, I didn't quite see it for 100%, but I'm pretty sure that Coquitlam just dodged a bullet by not getting called for too many men on the floor, because Dallas Elliott was almost in the net before the guy was even at the bench.
Give us a call. 905-848-5483 or email us, sorry folks, at the address below. Let us know what you think about our coverage of the sporting events on Rogers Community 10, along with all the fine programming you can see right here on Rogers Community TV.
Well, it's down to a 2-possession game. One for Brampton if they can get them down here. They'll take the 30 seconds and get it down to about 5 or 6 seconds on the clock. It's just a question if they can hold them.
Munch accordingly manning the points. Munch couldn't handle the pass. Driscoll with a big effort to try and gather that one. Zeelenberg's arm is up. It's going to be a Brampton ball. Dallas Elliott will have to make his way back into the net.
Well, Brampton can take this down to 7 seconds left on the game clock.
Driscoll moves it into Ciccone. Elliott has to scramble to get back in the cage, but Ciccone's not going to shoot that. So he'll let this shot clock wind down as far as possible. Give and go in development. Back to Ciccone. He'll just send it in with 12 seconds left on the shot clock. 15 seconds left in the third. Elliott to the bench. Adanacs with the extra attacker. Low pass in the slot. Nicely picked off there by Captain Hasten, but he loses it. Right in front. That's stopped by O'Toole. Loose in the crease. They're going to hold on to it. It's a Brampton ball as referee Gary Martin has gestured. And he's going to ask for a stoppage in time. Great action here with 2.3 seconds left in the third, and the Adanacs were looking to tie it and came very, very close.
Well, this is a situation right here, Mark, where Brampton can literally stand right in the crease with the ball. They're allowed 5 seconds to get that out. There's 2.3 left on the clock. This game's virtually over. Troy Cordingley made a great pass after making the interception on Hazen, and he dropped down and threw it around and picked the guy right in the slot. Was very, as you say, very, very close to tying this game up.
Well, Mike Hazen just showed you why he is the recipient of the best defensive player in the Ontario Lacrosse Association for the second consecutive year, as he intercepted that Troy Cordingley pass that obviously has saved it for the Excelsiors. O'Toole just going through the ritual of getting the ball and pretty much going to let it die out. He'll step in behind the net. There goes the buzzer. As the crowd here at the Brampton Center is up on their feet and cheering their hometown Brampton Excelsiors, who have opened up a 3-2 lead in the best-of-7 Mann Cup Championship. A very happy Brampton Excelsior bunch out on the floor.
Well, Brampton did a great job of coming back. They didn't quit. As we said, they got their speed. They started running again, and that's what got them back into this game, and that's what they're going to have to continue into Game 6. They've got a chance to end it in 6 games. We'll see what happens.
They're just announcing the MVP from the respective teams.
For the Brampton Excelsiors, number 17, Brian Rico.
That's well deserved. Brian really came to play in the third period. He really did a good job.
Well, Brian scored the 2 big goals that first tied it and then gave Brampton their lead as they hold on to win it by a 9-8 score. For our man on the floor, Doug Anderson, Blair McDonald, myself, and of course the entire Rogers Community 10 mobile crew, thank you very much for joining us. Once again, the final, Brampton 9, Coquitlam 8. Good night from the Brampton Center.